So I went to Spirit Halloween yesterday because it's that time of year, and I found some liquid latex. I'm going to use some monster clay and just sculpt a rough shape of what I want, then just start from there. So I don't want the bone claw to be too long, because at that point if it's too long then it's just gonna wobble over the place. So I'm gonna keep them kind of short. And to make it look more realistic, I just don't want this to be popping out of my skin like that. I'm gonna kind of like transition it so that there's more of a flesh to it going all the way across. And I ended up with this shape, which is not bad. It's not bad. Kind of has that transition to it. Kind of to like bump out a little bit to make it look like there's something under the skin. So like kind of sticks out. And I just need to make 3 of them. So I'm going to save myself some time instead of sculpting 3 of these guys. I'm just going to use 1 of them. I'm going to cast 2 of them, which are going to be the short claws between the knuckle and the index finger and the pinky and the ring finger. Then for that middle claw, which is usually the longest, I'm just going to put some more clay on it to lengthen it a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to use this as base. I'm just smoothing out the edges. So that's really fine. Now it is my first time working with liquid latex. So I just watched a quick tutorial online and I got a rough idea. Very rough, like jagged edges, like 1 grit sandpaper, rough idea. So now I'm just gonna pour some of the liquid latex into a container just to kind of keep it there. And I'm going to be using a sponge brush just so I could dab it on. The video I saw was very straightforward. It's just dab some latex on here and do very thin coats. They do like 7 thin coats, 7 or 10, depending on how thick you want it. And after a while, you just let it dry and just peel it off. Okay, so now I'm just gonna dab a little bit on it and do thin layers. So I do want to go past the clay a little bit, just so I have something to attach to my skin, because you want to kind of transition a little bit. You want the thinnest part to be around the edges and the thickest part with the most coats to be on the actual claw itself. Okay, so I'm done with the first coat. So it is going to look white. It's going to be like Mod Podge. If you ever used it, it's going to be white and then it's going to turn clear once you're done using it. So I'm going to add around 7 to 10 coats, just so that they're not too floppy, but also since it's protruding too much out of my hand, I'm planning on getting some metal wire and putting it all the way in the tip of the claw and then gluing the metal wire with latex onto my wrist, just so it has some stability and it's not wiggling everywhere like a floppy sausage. So I'm just going to let this dry and add coat after coat after coat. So now I'm going to do the textured layer. Okay, so now that I did the last layer, which was the texturing layer, I'm going to separate the silicone from the mold. But first, I need to add some baby powder onto it so that it doesn't stick to itself when I'm peeling it off, because it will stick to itself a little bit. So I'm just going to get some baby powder. I know that there's different powders and chemicals you could put on it so it doesn't stick to itself, but I'm just going to put baby powder on it just because I'm not trying to spend too much money on something, you know? Now I'm going to peel it off, and you do want to be careful with this part, because if you rip it, it means you have to start over again. now we have one of the 3 claws. You can see it. So it is really flimsy, so that's why I'm going to put the metal wire going all the way inside of it, so it gives it more rigidity. Okay, so now that I'm done making the claws, I need to put some metal wire inside of them because they are a little bit flimsy. This is the finished product. I do like the color of the bone claws themselves. So it was a fun little project. Well, it took like 3 hours just doing layer by layer, waiting for it to dry. The biggest hassle I had with this project was just waiting for the layers of latex to dry. That was just a little bit boring at times. And besides also blending the claws into my skin, that was a bit of a hassle. And I still didn't really do it too perfectly. Okay, you have made it to the end of the video. Congratulations for being so patient. And I really don't know how to end the video. Okay, I gotta go to sleep. Scram.